Well, hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Chris Galligan with Centric Consulting. I'm here today with Jude Schramm, CIO of Fifth Third Bank, and we're going to talk about the world of data at the bank and Jude's perspective on that. So thanks for joining me today, Jude. I appreciate it.
Chris.
Certainly, data's become a very hot topic and central to many of our customers' visions and strategies. So would love to hear from your perspective how you've used data at Fifth Third to transform the company.
Yeah, it's a great question. And you're right. Data is, I think, at the heart of everything that we do. I've been in technology for 30 years now, and I don't know there's ever been a time when being able to understand how to capture and utilize all the data that is generated just continuously is been more important. And so, at the bank, what we're constantly trying to do is look at data as a key part of our strategy from a value proposition. You think about being a customer of a bank, and one of the things that we can offer to our customers is a lot of really good recommendations for your financial success, whether it's as a household or as an individual. And because we have a lot of access to that, we know what people buy, we know where they shop, we know the types of things that you do, whether you're thinking about your everyday lives or whether you're thinking about liquidity or you're thinking about loans for big purchases or medium purchases. Those are all happening with financial institutions. And so, for us, having that information and having that data really is something that we're trying to harness in terms of how do we use it to present back to you as a customer advice, whether that advice is on things that we believe are products we have that you could utilize to achieve your goals, or if it's things that you may not even be thinking that you need today, that we can see patterns in that we would like to bring to your attention of products you may need, services you may want. And so for us, it's a lot about that. It's understanding our demographics of our communities. It's understanding how our customers are utilizing their financial well-being, whether it's through, again, the everyday banking cash needs or lending. And so, we're looking at just a lot of different ways to create a better and differentiated customer experience, almost exclusively with just the information we have available to us through the data that we have by what people do every day, whether it's swiping your debit card, buying a loan, whatever it is.
Sure. And have you been able to use that data to kind of, you spoke about it in the context of your customers, but as you think about, everything about what your customers are buying and what they're doing, have you been able to monetize that in a way with partners, retail partners and things like that want to understand your customers' habits, buying patterns, those sorts of things?
Yeah, it's a great question. And honestly, the answer is no. Being a bank and being a regulated industry, we can't really do that. We can't sell somebody's data. We can't give the data away. We obviously have a lot of partners that have access to the data as well, just by nature of the relationship that they have with our customers too. So we can't monetize the data. What we try to think about in terms of that data is really given what I term like customer agility. And I'll give you an example. And so we've been able to utilize our data sciences team, and we're starting to use some elements of experimenting with artificial intelligence to think about what is the next thing that we think Chris is going to probably need in terms of the next product from us, right? Something that we noticed that you're going to Home Depot every weekend and you're buying stuff from there. Maybe you're in a position where a home equity line of credit would be a good thing for you to have, and you don't have one. And so we're able to do a lot of very dynamically created reach out to you through our mobile application, through our web application, even through our bankers, to really reach out proactively to give you advice of some things you should be considering. Now, we don't push it on you, but we want it to be in front of you so you can see it and be thinking about it. So what we're really, more so than monetizing it directly by giving customers data away, which we would never do, we're thinking about how do we utilize this data to create more awareness and more visibility into the products and services that we offer to you directly that you may not know about. And then we try to align that with what we think your needs are. So we're not just spamming you with just, hey, let's send Chris a mortgage product offering when you don't even own a home like that. We're trying to avoid those scenarios, obviously.
Sure.
And what we couldn't in the past, and to be honest, like for the majority of banking marketing for years, it was very generic. We just sent a mortgage advertisement out to every single one of our millions of customers. But now we don't do that anymore, right? We are able to know what you have, what you use, and what you do, so we can be a little more targeted. And the goal of that is to avoid spamming you with stuff you don't need, because that's a hassle, but B, to be a little bit more directly partnering with you with what we think you might need, that we believe is due to the information we know about you, and not just some randomly generated ad.
Sure. How have your customers reacted to that? That more tailored, personalized experience. Are you getting a positive response, and then in turn, are you seeing an uptick in product adoption or adding of products that you've marketed to them?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of very positive reaction. We were just meeting today, actually, as a steering committee with our marketing group, and what we're seeing is the number of times customers are opting out of certain marketing is going down dramatically. So that's a very positive sign that customers are receiving it. But more importantly, I think when we look at our household growth, when we look at the products and services and the penetration of our products and services with our existing retained customers, growing at the pace it is, it tells us that we're onto something, because I think we're finding a value proposition that's more intentional and working well with our customer base.
Sure. And as you think about the different, I mean, obviously Fifth Third's got a wide variety of offerings. Are there particular areas that you're seeing a larger impact from your investments in data than others? Are there things where you're seeing like really, really strong impact, other areas that maybe are lagging behind a bit?
Yeah, I think a lot of, yes, I think some of it depends on the environment too. For example, right now, a lot of people aren't, looking for mortgages. And so, we're dialing back the offers around mortgages just because of the economy, right? And you see the mortgage market slowing down a little bit. But when you think about offering our checking products, right? You think about the different checking and savings products that we have that we offer customers. We do see an uptake in customers and advancing through those products to the one that's right for them. We don't offer a lot of different ones these days. We've gotten very specific with some of the data we have about simplifying the types of different products that we have. But we've got products that have a variety of different ways that they offer, whether it's protection against overdraft, or it's different fee-free type checking, or our credit card offers. We have 6 or 7 different cards in our portfolio. We're definitely seeing the matching of where you are in your kind of financial well-being to the products that we have is having a lot of good success with hitting on the right thing for our customers. And our goal is to move you, into the right product that we have for you. And as we're adapting our products and releasing new products and advancing, keeping you moving with us. And that's a big part of the goal. But we are seeing the success of that.
And as we touched on earlier, obviously data is becoming more and more central to many businesses' strategy as a result of much greater volumes of data, different types of data. That can present its own challenges. So from your perspective, what are the biggest challenges with the data and management of the data to drive your business strategy?
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's one we spend a lot of time on. I mean, number one, our goal and one of the biggest challenges is obviously data protection, right? We want to make sure that as a financial services company, that we are protecting our employee and our customer data at the highest level of capability that we can. And so for us, that's always number one. So when you think about the volume of data that's being produced in any given day, right, in the now distributed way that we're storing data, whether it's on-prem or it's in our public cloud environment or in our private cloud environment, all of those environments that we have, and even a growing number of our systems are hosted by third parties, as we talked about earlier, right? How do we make sure that as your data is being produced and stored in a bunch of different landing zones, that we call them, that we have the right security and controls in place? That's always the top of mind for us. So like that's a big challenge, is to get that right and to keep it right, because the pace of change around the products available in the industry and what you want to be utilizing to help you with the rapid storage and growth of data, and then thinking about the insights you can get from the, advancing technologies in analytics and artificial intelligence and all those capabilities. It's really how do you keep up with all of it and keep everybody protected and keep it in a place where you're not going to cost yourself out of operating, is really the trifecta that we think about. It's about protection, price, and velocity. How do we keep up with the technology? And so that's the way we've been putting our strategy together. And it's a challenge. It's probably one of the harder challenges I've seen in a long time in my career.
Well, certainly exciting times. I know you guys are in a wonderful spot and growing consistently, and it's been a pleasure talking with you. So thank you, Jude Schramm, for joining me. You can visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. And thanks again. Appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate your time.